Today we're working on Ahimsa, which is a yogic term around non-violence. These girls are laughing because they know my class is going to be evil. So people normally think about non-violence as like yogis when they become like vegan or vegetarian because they don't want to cause a harm to like other living things, which is one of the main principles of the Yamas, which is one of these guidelines around yoga in general. And it comes from the ancient text, the Yoga Sutras. So I think what's more relatable around Ahimsa is to talk about how you can be non-violent to yourself, like your own dialogue in your head, because I think they say it starts within you and then it goes outside. So if you're saying bad things to yourself, that's also harmful, isn't it? You're being cruel to yourself, right? So that's the biggest learning I had doing my yoga training, was realizing what I was saying to myself inside my head. And then it goes into what you're doing to others. So when you go out into the world, are you gossiping about people? That's harmful. That's like not a cool yogi thing to do. They talk about gossip, yeah, it's not good. Or also, are you projecting your anger onto other people? Are you doing things that are going to hurt someone's feelings, but you do it anyway? That's the kind of all these things that Ahimsa is about. So on that note, we'll just come down onto our backs and we'll just check in with our bodies. If you can place your hands on your ribs, so just to the sides of your ribs, elbows can rest on the floor. I like to have my knees TP'd together. It just releases the sacrum into the mat. And we'll take a few breaths together. Taking a big inhale. And really feel that chest expand. And then exhale, feel the ribs release. If you can also place your pinky fingers onto your belly or your abdomen, as you inhale, see if you can make your belly blow up like a balloon and breathe deep into that diaphragm. Relax your shoulders a little more. Relax your jaw. And we'll take some breaths, counting together. We'll inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4. Inhale for 5. Hold for 5. Exhale for 5. Hold for 5. And then just continue the breath. Maybe those counts are a little slow. You want to make them a little faster. And just coming to a breath, a pace that feels good for you. And every exhale, is there something else you can let go of? On your next exhale, start to windscreen wipe the knees from side to side to traction out the back. Come back to a neutral spine and place your hands at prayer so that I know that you're ready. Opening the eyes, we'll start with core. So interlace your hands behind neck and head, elbows up towards the roof. Push your sacrum into the floor. So what we're trying to do here is just to make sure that the back is not arching, all right? Exhale, bring the elbows up towards your knees. If you have a sensitive neck, stay here. Otherwise, reach and tap your knees. Hands back behind the head. Inhale to lower. Exhale to come up. Reach, tap. Hands behind the head, lower. Inhale. Exhale, come up. Tap. Hands behind the head. Breath in to lower. 2 more. Exhale, up. Tap. Hands to the head, lower. Last one. Bring it up. Tap. Hands. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Take a breath. If you do have any sensitivities in the back, just please make sure that you keep your feet on the floor for the next exercise. Keep your hands behind neck and head, elbows to the roof. Take a breath in. Exhale, rise up. Lift the feet, point the toes. Stay here or straighten the legs towards the roof. Bend the knees. Breath in, lower the head, lower the neck. 5 of these. Exhale, come up. Lift the toes. If that feels okay for your back, hold, don't rush it. Bend the knees, lower, breath in. Exhale, rise up. Straighten the legs or keep the knees bent. Bend knees, come down, breath in. 3 more. Exhale, rise. Straighten the legs if you want the challenge. Bend the knees, lower. Last one. Exhale, come up. Bend the legs or straighten the legs. Now option, stay here and hold for 3 or straighten the arms out for 3, for 2, for 1. Hands behind neck and head, bend the knees, come down. Windscreen wipe the legs from side to side. So the core is so important in all of our yoga practice, which is why we do these at the beginning of class to wake it up so it's working. Hands behind neck and head. Exhale, we come up. So option to leave your feet onto the floor, or if you feel quite strong in the core, you can lift your feet. Right hand comes up towards the roof, breath in. Exhale, we'll start to open the hand out towards the side of the room. Now, the lower you lower the hand, the harder this will be, so please just stop at your edge. Come back to center. Hand behind neck and head, inhale, lower. Lower the feet. Exhale, come up. Maybe lift the feet. Left hand comes up towards the roof. Lift your shoulders both off the floor. Inhale, start to open to the side to where it feels comfortable. Come back to center, exhale. Hand behind neck and head, inhale, lower. Bring it down. Almost there, guys. Exhale, come up, lift the knees, maybe the feet. Right hand reaches up towards the sky, and then the hand comes up over behind your head. Keep strong through the core. Lower back does not lift. Hold for 3, for 2, for 1. Hands comes back behind the head. Inhale, lower, take a break. Last one. Exhale, rise up. Left hand rises, breath in. Lift both shoulders up off the floor. Reach hand over the top of the head to where is your edge. Hold for 3, for 2, for 1. Hand behind the head, lower, breath in. Whoo, windscreen wipe the legs. You made it, well done. Coming into bridge. So tickle the backs of your heels so we know we're in the right spot. And we'll slowly start to come up to a low bridge. So just a low bridge. So you're not coming into a back bend here. It's just low. So your ribs are not flaring. They're straight with the rest of your torso. Your tailbone's tilted. You're pushing your heels into the floor, and your knees are not out to the side. They're in line or just about over your ankles. Left hand rises up, flexing back and pulling gently back the fingers. Option is to stay here if you are new to my class or if you have any injuries in your back. Otherwise, you can bend that right knee and in towards your body as option 1. Option 2, you can straighten the leg. 5 pulses. So we're going to gently pulse down and up. Very small, pulsing that foot up towards the roof. Push through that left heel. If your knee doesn't feel good, please lower the right leg. 2 and 1. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee, lower down. Option to come down or stay as you are if you want more glute strength and you want to just stay in your bridge. Right hand comes up, gently pulling the fingers back towards your face for a wrist stretch. I like to move my right foot a little closer in towards my body if I'm putting the left knee up. And then gently raise the left knee in. Option to stay here. It's a little bit less intense. If you want to go the full way, you can point the foot. Let's do 5 pulses. So 5, just small pulses, really controlled. If you're wobbling all over the place, please lower the left knee, the left foot. 3, 2, I made extra, didn't I? 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knee in, lower it down. Relax, gently bringing your upper back, middle back, lower back to floor, and windscreen wipe the legs. So that helps us neutralize our pelvis and also get into our glute muscles. So when we're doing our yoga, we're in a much stronger position. Bring the knees in towards the chest, little windscreen wipe or little circles with the knees to massage the lower back. If you'd like a rock and roll, you can rock forward and back a couple of times until you get enough momentum to come into tabletop. We'll start with a little cat-cow. So breath in, drop the belly, gaze up. Exhale, push the floor away, gaze down towards your feet or between your knees. Inhale, gaze up. And exhale, push the floor away. Coming back to neutral spine, we're coming into a version of dolphin. Some of you who did Vicky's class, flash prep, that's what we're going into. So you want to grab your elbows, place them on the floor, and straighten out your arms. So dolphin is when we then start to straighten the legs and walk the legs in. So you can watch me first if you want to see what I'm doing. And then we'll bring the left hand back so that the wrist and the elbow are stacked. And this is your dolphin that you're doing today. So it's an uneven dolphin. So in life, do you want me to show you that again? You couldn't see it then. So it's like this. And it's uneven, so it puts more pressure on the shoulder. So if you have a shoulder injury, just be really mindful, maybe stay in dolphin for this one. All right, so coming up, left hand back. Make sure that wrist and elbow are stacked. Now also protract into that front shoulder, which means push into the floor so you're not dumping in. Look towards your toes. Now option, if you want to take this a little more, you can lift the right leg up and point through the toe towards the roof. And hold for 3, for 2, for 1. Gently bring it down. Come into a child's pose. Take a breath. So it's good to put different weights onto the shoulders because all the stabilizers have to work in a different way when it's uneven. And in life, often weight is distributed unevenly when we're doing things. So gently pushing back up, coming back into your dolphin prep for the other side. So grab your elbows or your biceps, hands out, spread your fingers wide, then start to straighten the legs. It's fine to have your legs a little bit bent, but what you do want to watch is your elbows flaring towards the side of the room. So right hand now comes back so that your wrist and your elbow are stacked. Look down towards your feet, protract through that front left shoulder, so push against the floor so you're not sinking down. Option, if you want to take it a little further, raise the left leg up, point the toe towards the roof. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently bringing it down. Child's pose. Take a breath. And if you ever need this pose is always here for you when you need it. Throughout the class, there's going to be options. If this is your first class or if you have any injuries, please take the first option and also practice Ahimsa for yourself. So know your limits and don't push yourself too much. Gently pushing back up onto hands and knees. Lifting the left arm up and the left knee when you're ready. We're going to inhale, reach forward, tilt tailbone, get rid of that back bend.
Right knee, everybody. Right knee.
Right knee. Thanks. Hold it here and breathe. Exhale. You're going to get extra of these now, Emily, because you. And exhale, bring the left elbow in and the right knee. So we're kind of like I don't even know what this is, but I just invented it. And we'll do 5 pulses with that right glute up towards the roof. 3, 2, just very small. 1, inhale to lengthen. Exhale to bring it down. One more on the other side. So this is a scapular slide and also glute activation. So we're lifting up the right hand and the left knee. Inhale, reach tall and long. Flex the back foot, get rid of your back bend. Exhale, bring the elbow and knee in, out to the sides. 5 little pulses of your knee or your foot towards the roof. 3, 2, 1. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to bring it down. Hands walk forward, push up and back, downward facing dog. The first one of the day. Take some little movements forward and back. I like to bend one knee and straighten the other. If anyone does have knee padding or something they can place under their knee for the next section, please have that handy. Inhale, look between your hands, and exhale, step one foot forward and then the other. Folding over your thighs, bend the knees. Maybe bringing your hands around the backs of your calves and gently pulling yourself closer over your legs. Having your knees bent is absolutely fine. And trying to get your chest close to your thighs first before starting to straighten the legs. Release the hands, make sure the feet are nice and wide to feel secure, and gently start to bring yourself up. Tilt your tailbone, stack the vertebra, hands to hearts, big breath in. So nice seeing so many faces. Inhale, reach tall, and exhale to fold. Breath in, halfway lift. Breath out, hands to floor. Step back into high plank. So the next section, if you have shoulder, wrists, or back injuries, please come down onto your elbows or also your knees, okay? We're going to do some scapular slides, which looks like this. We protract up towards the roof, we push the shoulders into the floor, then we let it sink down. So this is using the serratus anterior, which is a really important muscle. So we'll just do a couple of these. It's very subtle. So come onto your plank down here if that feels better for you. So holding your plank, sink your chest down a little bit and then push up. Very subtle, but these tiny little muscles are so important for the stabilization of your shoulder. So sink it down. Awesome. You're doing a great job. Yeah, really nice, Mark. It's awesome. Well done. Really good. Rounding out through the back like a cat, angry cat. We'll do 2 more. Last one. And then drop the knees, come back into downward facing dog, breath out. Wrap your shoulder blades around your armpits, which is a slight bringing the eye of the elbow towards the front of the room. So wrapping those shoulders. Look between your hands, option to step or jump between your hands. Inhale, sweep hands behind you. Exhale, chair, coming deep. So with your chair, tilting your tailbone, or if you're not going to tilt your tailbone, bring your chest forward so your ribs are not flaring. But what we don't want is this. If it feels better to have your feet wider, that's totally cool. Doesn't matter, whatever feels better for you. I like to have mine together because I can squeeze my legs together and get a little bit more work into the legs. Exhale, hands down. Step back with the right leg. Now, if you do have padding, I would put the padding down to lower the back knee. If you have any knee problems, please just come into a crescent lunge for this sequence, okay? Lowering that back knee down, inhale, rise up. We're sinking forward into the hips with this one. It's a back bend because my ribs are flared and my back is bending. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands to floor. Step back. We straighten that front knee, straighten the back leg, step back. Option to pop the knees onto the floor or chaturanga. Breath out. Breath in, upward facing dog. Roll shoulders back, squeeze glutes. Breath out, down dog. Take a breath in. Exhale, sweep that right foot forward, lower the left knee. Inhale to rise up. Sink down into the hips. Again, this is a back bend. If you do feel a lot of pressure in the back, just don't come down as low. Exhale, hands down, straighten the back leg, step forward, fold over the thighs, breath out. Sweep hands behind you, breath in. Exhale, come up into chair. Exhale, hands to floor. Step back, left leg first. Bring it to the floor. Breath in, come up. Exhale, dragon wings. So we're going to claw through the hands and exhale through the nose with the elbows to the side. Inhale to lengthen and exhale, hands down. Untuck that back foot, step back and flow. Option knees to floor, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg steps forward, right knee down, inhale, reach up. Dragon wings, claw through the hands, exhale. You're imagining there's a pencil between your scapulars and you're pulling that together. Hands to floor, exhale. Untuck that back leg and step forward. Fold over the thighs. Sweep hands behind you, breath in. Exhale, come into chair. Tilt tailbone, ribs in. Exhale, hands down, step back, right leg, lowers to floor. Inhale to come up. Option, dragon, or reach behind you, bring your foot in towards your butt. Only if your knee is super happy and if you have it padded up and you know you don't have any issues with your knees. Exhale, release, really gently. Untuck the back toe, step back, flow, high to low. Breath in to come up. Breath out, downward facing dog. Right leg forward, left knee down. Inhale, rise. Dragon wings through the nose, breath out. Come behind you, maybe grab the back knee. Please don't do this if your knee is unhappy. One last breath. Gently release that back knee. I like to come forward as I take it down. Untuck the back foot, step forward, fold over the thighs, breath out. Maybe a ragdoll, grabbing the elbows and rocking gently from side to side. Placing the hands on the floor, stepping back into your plank and moving through your vinyasa. So high to low, breath in to come up, breath out, down dog. If you had that knee padding, you can get rid of it for now. And inhale, reach that right leg tall. With this, we're trying to get length rather than height. So flex the back foot and keep your hips even. So rather than opening through the hip. Exhale, knee to nose. Protract through shoulders, round out through the upper back. Point the foot, lift it taller, higher. Inhale to reach tall. Exhale to left elbow and hold. If you do have your arm balance, you can take it. Inhale to reach tall. Exhale to right elbow. If you do have scissors, you can take it. If you don't know what it is, try and get your knee to your upper arm. And then we come into our arm balance. Just an option for those of you who might have it. Inhale back up, three-legged dog. And exhale, sweep between hands. Plant the foot. Grow long through the crown of the head. Push through the back heel towards the back of the room. Push through that heel, lift the fingers. I like to do this slow because it makes you work a lot harder. Slowly rise up. Tilt your tailbone and gently lift. Inhale, rise through the hands. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist over towards the right. Beautiful. Inhale, open into warrior two. So, yeah, you guys know what you're doing, don't you? Awesome. Reach through that, look towards that front middle finger. Get a little deeper into that front leg. Make sure that knee is not going over the ankle. Flip front palm, reach forward. It's like a tongue twister. Reach up and back. And exhale, extended side angle. So option one, resting on your quad, reaching tall. Option two, hand can come to the floor, but just hovering. You're not dumping all your weight. Or hardest option, reaching both hands forward, holding your beach ball. Breathe. Last breath. Lower that bottom arm, option for half bind, so reach behind you and grab your thigh. Those of you who have a full bind can take it, or if you want to take a bird of paradise, you're welcome to do that. The rest of us will breathe in our flexibility. Seeing if you can bring your hips under the body to open more even through the hips. Those inner birds of paradise coming down when you're ready. Hands frame the front foot. Step back into plank. Right hand into the center of the mat, open towards the left. Side plank. So options here, lower that bottom knee and come down onto your elbow if you have any injuries. Flex that top foot, lift it up. We have 5 little pulses towards the roof. So we're pulsing the foot up towards the roof to use the glutes. So 5, just keep it small, otherwise it really challenges your balance. 4, 3, 2, good job. 1, hold it for 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the legs, plant the hands, move through your vinyasa, high to low. Breath in, up dog. Roll shoulders back. Breath out, downward facing dog. Taking a moment to breathe. If you need a drink of water or a child's pose, you can take it now. And just see if you're being kind to yourself in your internal dialogue today. Taking on that theme of ahimsa, non-violence towards yourself and others. When you're ready, inhale that left leg tall. So flexing the foot for the first one. I like to push down through the heel of my right foot to also get through my hamstring. So you can have a little play with that one and see how that feels. Exhale, knee to nose. Protract through shoulders, lift taller, point the foot, lift it high. Exhale, then inhale to rise up. Exhale to right elbow or upper arm. Arm balance is there for those of you who have it. Inhale to rise up. And exhale, left knee to left upper arm. Maybe scissors, so bending through the elbows, coming into your arm balance if you have one. Otherwise, just trying to get the knee on the upper arm and hold it. Inhale, come back up to three-legged dog when you've had enough. Oh, look at you. And exhale, sweep the foot through between the hands. Tickle the fingers, push through the heels, tilt the tailbone, reach through crown of head and slowly come up. When we come up with momentum, it's really easy. When you take it slow, everything's got to work. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist to the left. So hooking that elbow around, twisting towards the lion. Relax neck and head a little more. See with the next breath out, you can twist that tiny bit further. Inhale, open up into warrior two. Getting deep into that front knee and making sure the hips are opening so that knee is not coming in towards the big toe, it's out towards the pinky toe. So it's an external rotation of the hips. Flip the front palm, reach forward to get length in the lower spine, reach up to get more length and back. The reason why we reach is we create space through the vertebra when we do that. Exhale, come back through warrior two. Extended side angle, so resting on the quad or hand to the floor, whichever one is feeling better for you today. If you do have your hand towards the floor, don't dump into the floor. So lift so the fingers are just touching. Reach your top hand towards me, option. Or if you want to take more of an option for your core, make your beach ball. And we hold. 2 more breaths. On your last breath, lower that bottom hand, reach tall through the top arm. Half bind, so reach behind you to grab your quad. Maybe you have a full bind or your bird of paradise. If you do, please have a little play now. Otherwise, the rest of us will stay in the flexibility here. Release neck and head and bring those hips in between the feet, open through the hips. When you're done with your bird of paradise, coming back down. Exhale, bring the hands to frame the front foot. Step the back leg back to plank. Left hand to the center of the mat and open up towards the right. Side plank. Option, lower the bottom knee, lower the elbow. Raise the top leg, flex the foot. Now here, 5 pulses, the foot up towards the roof. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back through plank, high to low. Inhale, up dog, roll shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog, breath out. Take a drink, take a little break if you need it. Yeah, wipe the sweat off. I haven't felt sweaty like this in a while in a class. Look up between your hands and option to step or jump forward. So your feet are between your hands, breath in, reach behind you. Exhale, come up into chair. So with our chair today, step your feet wide. We're going to come low. Option to stay here. Bring your hands out for this one today. We're going to come up onto the tippy toes and bring the quads down so they're in line with the floor. Breathe. One more breath. Looking beautiful. Lower the heels. Come back into your chair. This one I would bring the feet closer together. We're coming into eagle. So the right leg goes over. This is for you guys. You mentioned eagle the other day, didn't you? So right leg over, right arm under. Sit deep into the legs.
Oh, yeah, that was me. Sorry.
And find a point of focus, a drishti. You find this stillness in a pose that can be quite challenging. Last breath. Inhale, come up into stag, lifting the knee tall. And exhale, karate kick forward. Hold. Bend the knee, lift it in. We have a couple of options here. We're doing a toe grab extension. If you don't have a strap, I'll give you options. The first one, you can hold your leg yourself, or you can have a bind of the toes, or you can hold your shin, okay? All options are fine. So we're going to extend the leg out. If you're holding your leg, it's going to look like this, okay? Breathe. I like to place my hand on my hip. It helps me balance. And then extend the leg out to the side of the room. So if you have your shin, you're going to look like this. And point the toe. Inhale, gently bring it back to center. We bring the left hand. We're going to grab the outside of the right foot. It's the same with the shin, just the opposite hand. Reach the right hand behind you and gently start to look behind. Keep breathing. Hold it. And last breath out. Come back to center. Bend the knee. Hold the shin in. The next option is just if you want to take it, knee injuries. So Anna, you don't do this one. Anyone that has any knee problems, probably not you either, Ross. So the first one is you're going to come down and just hold onto your shin. You can also do this grabbing your foot, okay? You're going to hold it here. Some of you want to take a full pistol squat, which looks like this. You're going to interlace your fingers, extend the leg, and come down. So that's just an option, and then coming back up is the hardest part. If that's too much, you can use a wall space or do it halfway. So we'll do it halfway. So you can do it this way as well, grabbing the shin, and just squat down. Make sure that knee's not going too far over the toes. So just watch it and hold it. Still really hard just here. Breathe. And then push up with the glutes. Quite a challenging one. Sweep behind you, aeroplane. Woo. Flex that back foot. Option, warrior 3, if you're feeling strong. So hands are forward. Flex that back foot. Get that foot a little higher so it's in line with your head. Exhale, opening into half moon. So the left hand comes down, open through the hip. Whoop, maybe fall over like me. And from here, flex that back foot. We're going to do those 5 pulses again. So 5, so using the legs and the glutes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fold forward over the legs. Ragdoll. Must have been in a bad mood when I wrote this one. Yeah. Well, you can always take the option. I'm being kind. You're gonna have a great booty for summer and core. That's true. And folding forward over the thighs. There you go. Sweep hands behind you, breath in, and exhale, come into chair. So on that, you can take or leave any of these because people have said to me they love my class because I get a challenge. That's why I do this. So hands up, and option, bring your hands forward, come onto your tippy toes and come down. So quads are even to the floor. You want your ankles and your knees in line. So if you have your feet in and your knees in a different position, it could be a bit of stress on the knee. So just watch that one. Breathe, let's exhale. Lower the heels, come back into your chair. Eagle pose. So left leg over, left arm under. Sit low. Push the elbows into each other and lift them up so they're not resting on the chest. Bring them towards me. Last breath out. Inhale, come up into stag. And exhale, kick the leg out. Point through the toe. Hold. Bring the knee in. So option with these, you can grab onto the front shin, or if you do have a bind, you can extend through the leg. You can also grab to the outside of the foot. Any of these options is fine. Breathing here, we're going to open out to the side of the room. So exhale, the leg out to the side. Nice and tall through the chest. Watch the lion cross over. And inhale back to the center. If you're doing the crossover, the right hand grabs the outside of the right foot and extend out. Left hand behind you, gaze towards the back hand if you can. Really challenges the balance. Last breath, hold. Inhale, come back to center. Bend through the knee. Taking the option, I'm not going to do the full version because everyone was like, oh. So we're just going to do half squat. So grab onto the shin and gently come down. And hold it at the point. Your knee shouldn't hurt. It should be just your glutes working. If you do want to do it with the extension, you can extend the leg out. 3, 2, 1. Coming up. Sweep behind you, aeroplane. So this will be really challenging after all of that because it's been a lot of glute work. If you need to bring your hands to the floor, please do. Or warrior 3 if you're feeling very strong. Keep breathing. Exhale, coming into your half moon. So that left leg comes tall. It's a stacking of the hips, flexing of the back foot so the toes go towards the shin. Lift that leg a little taller, engage your left glute. 5 pulses, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the top. Keep holding, keep breathing. And exhale, folding forward over the legs, grabbing your elbows and rocking side to side. So good news is you survived the hard part of the class. Well done. Coming into a downward facing dog when you're ready. I love this song. It feels like I'm in the jungle. I just got this one from Cara. My hair's going to be like a jungle woman at the end of this. Inhale the right leg tall. And exhale, sweep between the hands, getting into a low lunge. So coming into lizard. So there's a couple of options. You can lower the back knee and come down into a more passive lizard, or just have your hands on the floor. If you want to have an active lizard, you can keep your back leg engaged. So taking what you think you need, seeing if you can relax your head and neck a little more. If you're taking the passive version, you can really release that weight towards the ground. Just making sure that the knees feel happy. They don't feel like they're under a lot of pressure. Inhale, bringing your hands under your face if you're onto your elbows, coming into flying dragon. So that come onto the outside edge of that right foot and bring the hand on the inside of the thigh, gaze over the right elbow. Bend that left elbow a bit so that it's not straight, you're not dumping through. If you do have really happy knees and you have padding on the back knee, you might be able to reach back and grab your back foot. This is just an option if your knees are very, very happy and you haven't had any issues. Please just do it if it feels good for you. Inhale, lower that back foot with control. Come back to center, straighten the hips. And exhale, half splits. So straightening through that front leg. It's normally one side that feels worse than the other. So being gentle with yourself. Sometimes sliding that foot forward allows you to come up. If you're really back on that knee like this, if you slide your foot forward, it will just allow you to not be dumping so much on your knee. Coming forward, back into your low lunge. And moving into half pigeon. So walking that foot over. Again, if you do have a knee injury, doing figure 4 on your back is a really great option. Or just bend your knee a lot and point your foot. That's a great way to take the pressure off the knee. Just check if your hips are even and not twisting. And then gently relax down towards your mat. This is like my alter ego, the chill out Claire.
I love chill out.
Comes out very rarely.
You got a few more minutes of it.
I love chill out.
And relaxing that body weight. If you do find this pose quite challenging, just see if you can use your breath as your anchor here. On every exhale, imagine yourself releasing a few more muscles, becoming a little softer. If you wish to deepen your experience, a way you can do that is untuck the back toe and then walk the foot back a little bit more, which will deepen into the piriformis and the glutes. Last breath. Then push up onto your hands when you're ready. And we'll roll onto our right side and sweep that foot forward. We'll go into a double forward fold, so straightening that other leg out as well, removing that padding. We're going to reach tall to the top of the room, so imagine someone's pulling you up and then folding forward. Imagine still someone's folding, pulling you forward. A little bend in those knees is totally fine. Some of you might have more flexible hamstrings than me and your legs might be straight, but if you do have tight hamstrings, please just bend your knees. Try to get that chest towards the thighs first. Drawing that chin into the chest. Inhale, come up onto your pinky fingers onto the floor, lengthen through the spine and walk them a little further and see if that helps you fold a little more. Maybe wiggle through the toes if you're finding there's quite a lot of sensation in the legs. Walking those hands up when you're ready. So imagining each of your vertebrae stacking on top of each other. Cross through the legs, hands in front of you, and step back into downward facing dog. Pedal out through legs, getting into those hamstrings. This is your reward for working really hard in the class. You get beautiful big stretches after the muscles have all worked. Inhale through that left leg, nice and tall, three-legged dog. Breath out, sweep between hands, get nice and low through the lunge. So options, you can stay in an active lunge or you can lower that back knee. Walk your left foot to the side of the mat, bring your hands on the inside, lizard lunge. So maybe your arms are straight, or if you have a little more flexibility, you might be able to come onto your elbows. Keeping that chin into chest and neck nice and long. I love to close my eyes and just focus on my body here. See if you have any tension in your jaw you can release, creating space between the teeth. And on your next exhale, press your hands into the mat. If you were on your elbows, coming up, flying dragon. So we come onto the blade edge of the left foot, left hand on inside of the thigh, not the knee, and gaze over the left shoulder. Bend through right elbow so you're not dumping into your joints. Just an option, if you have happy knees, I pad up my knee because my knees sometimes from running are not so happy. Reach behind you and gently bring that foot in. Relax that right ear to right shoulder if you can. Keep a micro bend in that right elbow so you're not dumping into your shoulder. If you have the back foot, gently release it and it goes behind you. Frame your foot with your hands, even the hips. Exhale into half splits. So coming back gently. Again, what often happens is you can sit quite far down onto your heel, and then I'm not really feeling it through my hamstring, so I might need to move my foot a little further forward. It's the same cues here. So we're trying to lift out of that lower back. So the back is straight, and it's all coming from a tilt in the hips. Last exhale. Bend through the front knee, come back into low lunge. Prepare for half pigeon. So walk the foot over, bring it down. Always looking after your knees first and foremost. So figure four is a great option. When you're feeling like you're in your pigeon position, you can come down and allow yourself to be soft and heavy and release. Connecting back to your breath if you find that your mind is wandering. And finding our sthira and sukha, the balance of strength and flexibility. So spending time working on our strength of the muscles and then finding the time to be soft. Last few breaths here. And gently, when you're ready, starting to push up to your hands, rolling over onto your left glute and gently helping your other foot around. We'll come into a double leg fold forward again. So removing that padding so that your hips are pointing in the right direction. Reach tall and fold over the legs. So using this repetition as an opportunity to maybe go a little further, or maybe just staying at your edge or even less than you did before, whatever feels good today. Finding this quiet space in yourself to just focus on your physical body. Gently walking your hands up, stacking the vertebrae on top of each other. Bend the knees and we'll slowly come down to the floor, open the chest, and imagine you're lowering a chain onto the floor. So you tilt the pelvis and the tailbone, and imagine each vertebra is coming along the floor, and we're trying not to let the feet come up. So the more that you tilt your tailbone, the more that is easy. And imagine every single one slowly coming into contact with the floor. Coming into one bridge pose, so tickle the backs of the heels. This one's a back bend. So we'll come up, we'll flare the ribs, interlace the fingers behind the back and roll the shoulders under. Pushing those heels into the floor, hips up. Now, if you do want to come into wheel, you can come into wheel like by coming down and then up again into wheel if you want to do that today. You should be nice and open for a wheel if that's in your practice. We've done a lot of back bends. Otherwise, holding your bridge. Another 3 breaths. Keep tilting that tailbone, squeezing the glutes, squeezing those quads like you had a block between them. And coming down. So releasing the hands, the upper back, middle back, and lower back comes towards the floor. Straighten the left leg, bring the right knee into the chest, pulling up tight. As you do this, feel the back getting nice and long, pushed into the floor. And exhale the knee over the top of the body towards the right, gaze to the left, gaze towards the right. Using this opportunity to twist through the spine in a passive sense to create extra space. Come back through the center, straightening through that right leg and bring that left knee in towards the chest. Pull it up nice and tight. And exhale over the top of the body. If you want to deepen the stretch, you can interlace around the outside of the foot and straighten the leg if you have the space, or gently encourage that left knee towards the floor. Inhale, come back to center when you're ready. Final pose, we'll come into a shoulder stand. If you did want to do any other inversion, like a headstand or anything else, or pincher, please come into that now. Otherwise, the rest of us will come into shoulder stand. So bringing the legs up over the head. We're flointed through the toes, which is between a point and a flex. Option for plow, so you flex the feet, and then the feet gently come over the head with control, so we're not flopping down towards the floor. Some days my feet don't like to touch the floor, and other days they do, so just being gentle, depending on how you are today. If they're not touching the floor, just bend the knees in towards your face and point the toes towards the roof. To come out of the pose, hands behind you like brakes, and use your core to slowly roll back, each vertebra again, slowly lowering to the mats, one at a time. Bringing your feet down and straightening your legs. Taking a happy baby if that feels good and you feel like you need it, so grabbing the outside edges of the feet. Little rock from side to side might feel good. Coming back to center, releasing the legs down. If you wish to take a fish pose, please do. A counterbalance for your shoulder stand. Hands underneath the glutes, bending the elbows, looking towards the toes, and gently letting the head fall back. Or if you have a block, you can place it between your shoulder blades. It feels quite nice instead. To come out, look towards your feet, straighten your arms, and come into your final resting pose, your Shavasana. Starting to wiggle your fingers and toes. You're welcome to stay as you are a little longer if you wish. Otherwise, you can start to bring your knees in towards your chest and give yourself a little cuddle, a little hug for all of your hard work today. It's a challenging class. And when you're ready, rolling onto your favorite side. You can gently, when you're ready, push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. And bring your hands to your heart center. And honor yourself for coming today and moving your muscles, your body, finding strength and stability in this amazing vessel that carries you through life. We should honor it every day. And thank you for spending the last hour with me and your body. Namaste. Thank you for coming. And I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, enjoy your Saturday.
Thanks, Claire.
Thanks, guys. Is it going to be raining the whole later on, do you reckon? Thanks, Rosie. Oh, yeah, okay. Hope everyone had a good day yesterday. It was like amazing, wasn't it, the weather? Oh, wow. And if you guys can just pop your masks back on and stagger yourselves out through the reception, you know the deal. And sanitize your hands as well when you go.